everyone. It's great to have you. I'm Pamela Gothard, Director of Professional Learning with Nystrom Education, and it's a pleasure for you to be with us this evening. I am going to let Kimberly say hello, and then we're going to get started.
Hi, everyone. I just wanted to say hello. I'm going to be turning off my webcam, but I just wanted to say hello before I did that and before we got started. So I'm going to be turning off my webcam.
Okay, Kim, let's shut off our webcam so that we're not in the way while people are watching what we're doing. Okay, and Kim, I am going to switch that over to you now.
Okay. Hello, everyone, and again, thank you for taking the time to join us today to learn more about the collaborative project feature of StrataLogica. As Pam mentioned, my name is Kimberly Fudge, and I'll be your presenter today. And again, if you have any questions throughout the webinar, please feel free to write them in the chat box, and we'll take care of, we'll take a couple of opportunities to address those questions throughout, okay? So the first thing that I want to do is I want to tell you a little bit about myself. I am a curriculum specialist for Illinois, Wisconsin, and Michigan, and I am an experienced professional learning trainer. I have been training educators for 5.5 years, and I love, love, love technology. And I love training on our technology products because they're so engaging and help build the necessary 21st century learning skills that students will need going forward. I even love to use StrataLogica when I'm not working. So today, what we're going to do is we're going to learn what a collaborative project is in StrataLogica. We're also going to view an example collaborative project as well as learn how to set up a collaborative project to get small groups or the entire class working together. We're going to see how students' work comes together in the cloud to complete a project. And you'll see how this type of collaboration is perfect for project-based learning and essential to building 21st century learning skills. So let's talk about what is a project. A project is a collaboration between students. This is unlike the presentation feature where the student is working independently to complete an assignment. With projects, students are working together with the same map to complete their assignment. It's pretty clear that it can be used for geography assignments. However, it also uses geography as a platform to explain events in history, current events, economic patterns, earth and physical science concepts, and more. Projects are done in real time, which makes it a true collaboration feature, meaning that as students are saving their work, their partners are able to see the work that they're doing no matter if they're in different locations. So they can be at their home or one can be at the library, for example. It also works in a multi-platform environment. Students can work on their projects on their personal computers at home, computers at school, or iPads. And I have good news that it will be available for Chromebooks for the beginning of next school year. So let's look at the StrataLogica home screen, which should be familiar to you. Now, my home screen may look a little different than yours, depending on what was purchased for you. If you're interested in adding any components, please contact your local curriculum specialist. So the first thing I'd like to point out to you on the home screen under the tab section are the user guides. So please do not feel like you have to remember everything that we go over today. You can always go back to the user guide and view step-by-step directions on how to create a project. You can also go to tutorials and videos on the home screen to watch the following tutorials. You can watch setting up a project, working with projects, and you can also view how to set up your classroom if you've not done that yet. So again, where can we find the immediate help we need if we forget how to create a project or any of its steps? Absolutely. In the tab section on the home screen. So there you have it. Now, let's first look at an example collaborative project before we create one. So what I want to do is I want to first click on the map section to go into my project. So once I enter into the map section, what I want to do is I want to go to my gallery. Now your gallery is like your digital portfolio of your work. You'll have a gallery and your students will have a gallery. So we'll click on that, and to briefly explain a couple of things in your gallery. When you first open up your gallery, you'll see the most recent things that you've either created or modified. The gallery will also show all of your custom views, which is a single map view that you save work on, your presentations, which are like PowerPoints of multiple views, and your project. So you can filter by type, which would be the custom view, the presentation of the project. You can filter by tag, which you can create to name key concepts, standards addressed, class period, or subjects, such as government and civics, which you see here. You can also search by name. So let's say we want to look for major Civil War battles. So we'll put that in there, and our presentation on major Civil War battles will come up, and then we can find it without having to scroll through our whole gallery. So what we want to do is we want to filter by type. So we're going to go to Project, and we'll click on Project, and then once we click on Project, we'll see all of my projects there on the screen. And what I want to do is I want to show you the Civil Rights Group number 1. And then I'm going to click on that and click Open. So when we get into here, you'll see the project as a collaborative project at first. So I want to point out a few things on the screen. The first thing you'll see, let's start with the description. So here you can write out what it is you want the students in the group to do. I know you can't see the whole description, but it says, please provide information regarding the social events that the following people were involved with that impacted the perspectives of Americans regarding equality. Jackie Robinson, Rosa Parks, Martin Luther King, and the Little Rock Nine. So this is what you want the students to do here. Then you'll see yourself as the facilitator. Underneath that, you'll then see your students. So what you can also do with the students is you can also see when they have last added information or when they have completed their work. So if you notice here with Pam, Pam has not completed any work, so you may want to pull her to the side and see if she's having any difficulty understanding the assignment. The other section that I want to point out is the notes section. So here on the right in the description area is where you can put in what you want them to do, or you can say, please see the notes. So here I have actually put in what I want the students to do here. Now in this notes section, this is where you can have a dialogue with the students regarding the project, as well as the students can have a dialogue with each other as they are working on the project. So again, we now see it as a collaboration. So I may think that it looks a little cluttered here. So I'm going to go down to the toolbox, and I'm going to click on the gears, which is your settings button. And then we're going to click on labels to turn off the labels. So now we have a more clear picture of the map, and it's not cluttered. So let's say we want to see what each individual student has done. So we want to click on the I next to the students. You don't have to click on Pam because she has not submitted any work. But once you click on those I's, you'll now see what David M. has done because we've taken off all the others. Excuse me. So let's go back and see that again. We now see it as a collaborative project. And then we'll see that David M. has done Rosa Parks. So we then want to click on Rosa Parks and see the work that he's done. So he's provided a video as well as some information on Rosa Parks. So you can click on that video and watch it, and you can watch it in full screen if you like. And you can click on that, which makes it full screen. And then you can watch the video that he has provided. Excuse me. And I apologize. So once you have a full screen, all you have to do is press the escape button to go back to the project. and then you'll see the project again. So let's see what Jerry M did. Jerry did Jackie Robinson for the Brooklyn Dodgers, so that's why he's over in New York. And we clicked off of the other people to see what he has done individually. And then Larry has done the Little Rock Nine, and he's provided video and some information on that. So let's say for Civil Rights Group 2, you want them to do, you say, please provide information on the following events and explain the impact of these events on society. The Montgomery bus boycott, lunch counter protest, March on Washington, and bombing of Birmingham Church. So this is what you want group number 2 to do. So now you're seeing that students are working in the cloud. So they are able to see what each other are doing as they're working on this. And a question that I do have sometimes is, can students change each other's work? And no, they can't change each other's work. So we're seeing how they're working in the cloud, and also how they're building 21st century collaboration skills. So at this time, I just want to take a moment to check and see, just so far, before we move on to how we create a project, do we have any questions?
Great, Kim. I have just a couple of questions, so if anybody else has a question, go ahead and type that into your question box and send over to us. So, Kim, I had 2 questions.
Sure.
One person asked, how many students can be added to a group to work collaboratively?
So that would be depending on each individual teacher and depending on how many that you have in your classroom. So you can divide them up in 3 or 4 groups if you like, or you can also use the whole class in a project if you like. So it really would depend on the project, for one, and 2, you know, how many students you have, and if you want to break them up in groups or let them work collaboratively as an entire class.
Great. So it really is that flexible that you could use small groups or large groups to collaborate.
Yes.
Okay, and then we have another question, and this question says, can I use this on Chromebooks?
As of now, we will have that available to be used on Chromebooks at the beginning of next school year. So that was one of the good things that I mentioned at the beginning, and I know some people are coming in at different times. But yes, that is something that we are glad to announce that is coming.
Okay, and our last question so far, and unless somebody else sends something else, is are there any pre-made projects that you assign out to your students?
That's a very good question. There are not any pre-assigned projects, but what you can do is you can go out to the home screen and look at the community. Now, the community does not have projects, but they have custom views and presentations. And you might want to look at those, you know, search for whatever concepts you want to search for and get some ideas from that. Or you can, you know, go online or look in any of the textbooks that you have to get some ideas.
Okay, Kimberly, and I believe that was the last of our questions for now, so I'm going to mute myself and let you continue.
Okay, great. So now what we want to do is we want to create a project from the beginning. So the first thing that I want to do is I want to click on the map to start a project. And once we click on maps, it'll open up, and you want to click on New, and then you want to click on Project. And when that box opens up, you can put in a title and description. So for this, what we want to do to create a new project, we're going to do Civil Rights Group 3. So I'm going to put in the title, Civil Rights Group 3, and in the description, I'm going to say, please provide information on the following events that explain the impact of these events on society. Plessy versus Ferguson, Brown versus Board of Education, 24th Amendment, and Civil Rights Act. And then I want to click Save after I put the title and description. Now, you don't have to put a description in here, right here, but if you want to have that in the description section, you want to add it here. So this is what it'll look like when I first click Save. I will see myself as a facilitator. And then the first thing you want to do is you want to click the map and choose the map that you want the students to work on. So if I click on the map, I can see that I'm showing the land cover series now, which is showing, tundra and desert and forest. But I want the students to use a political relief series, so I'm going to click on that. So once that opened, it did open in as the world. The first thing that I did, and that you can see now, is I clicked on United States. But I may think that this is a little bit plain, and I want to see more political boundaries of the state. So I can click on the United States here. And as you can see, the world is highlighted, but I click on the United States, and now I can see the state as political boundaries. So the next thing I want to do after picking the map that the students are going to use is I'm going to add the groups or add the users. So you want to click on Edit Users over here right under Description. So once you click on Edit Users, your available recipients will be there. So instead of CSRs, you'll see your class and you'll see your students under there. And I want to select my students and arrow them over. If I were to do a whole class and I want to hit the double arrow over and it'll select everyone. But if I'm doing individual students, I want to do the single arrow over. And if I have multiple classes, there will be an arrow here, and then you can select whatever class that you are selecting students from and pick the students from that class. So after I have picked my students, so I'm picking Ben, Cindy, Lillian, and then Mark, and I'm arrowing them over, I want to click Invite. So then I'll see all of the students here on the right-hand side. So I do want to point out at the top, anytime you see the triangle with the exclamation mark next to action means that there's work that has not been saved. So the students will need to know this. Whenever they are doing work on the project, they will want to click this action button and click Save My Work. And they want to do that as they are working on their project, because as the other students are refreshing, then they'll be able to see the other students' work as they click Save. And as you notice now, once they click Save, the exclamation point in the triangle is gone. So that means all their work is up to date. So if you want to see where the students will see that you sent them a project, that will be on the home screen. So it says that Kimberly Fudge included you on a project, and that will be under Messages under Shared. So once the students log in, they can look at their messages and see that you sent them a project. They can either click on it there on the home screen to get into it, or they can just click on Maps and then go into their gallery, and it should be on the top. And then they can click on there. So I wanted to show you that it is easy to add videos. So there are two words to remember that you'll want to remember when you're adding videos into your project. It's share and embed. So those are the two things that you want to remember. So let's say that we're going to YouTube, and we wanted to search I Had a Dream Speech. And once I found the video that I really liked, I click on it, and I found the share button. So I click on share, and once I click on share, there's a link that opens up. But the other word that we want to find is embed. So we want to find the embed code. So we click on that. That'll show us the embed code. And then all we'll do is right-click and copy that embed code there. So once we go back to our map, we'll click on the toolbar. We'll click a push pin, because the push pin is the only place where you can add video to. You want to drop that push pin on the map, and once you drop it on the map, this will open up. So you can put in the title here. So you might want to put MLK, I Had a Dream Speech. Then you can put any information, which is in the description part of what you wanted to see underneath that video. But what I really want to point out is if you click on Images and Video, this is where you want to paste that link. So I click on images and videos, and it says paste embed code in this text box. So I want to right-click and paste the embed video there, and then it'll show you YouTube content has been added. So it's that easy to grab the embed code and drop it into the images and videos section of the push pin, and that's how easy it is. Then you'll click done, and you'll see your Martin Luther King I Had a Dream speech, and then you'll click on it, and there's your video from YouTube right there. On Vimeo, now Vimeo, it does not say share. I just want to point over to the right-hand side. It looks like a little paper airplane. You want to click on that paper airplane there, and then it'll say share this video, and you'll grab that embed code, and then you'll copy it and put it in the push pin, and then it'll show you in the push pin Vimeo content added there. Very simple. Just want to show on SchoolTube, in the right-hand corner, you'll have to scroll your mouse over that right-hand corner, and then this share video link will pop up, and that you can click on. Once you click on that, the same thing, you want to embed the video, get the embed code, and put it in the push pin. And on TeacherTube, I just want to show you that it's on the top right corner of the video of the share. So it's really that easy to grab an embed code and add videos. So I just wanted to show you how easy it was to do that. So what are the 2 words to remember again when grabbing the video or adding video? Great. Share and embed. Absolutely. So as we are concluding in the webinar, I want to see if there are any questions regarding how to create a project for your students.
Okay, Kimberly, thank you. I think that I've seen a couple of questions come through, but let's see if we have any additional ones before we conclude today. Thank you so much for taking time to walk us through that step-by-step process of how easy it is to establish a collaborative activity for students using StrataLogica. I know that there's going to be a lot of people out there who are listening to the webinar today who are going to want to go back and use this right away with their students. If for some reason you need to or want to view this video again, we are going to be posting this on www.nystromeducation.com/learning. It will take us a couple of days to get that online, but it will be there very soon. We do have a couple of questions now, Kimberly. Let me go ahead and pose those to you. The first one is, are
Sure.
there any rubrics to help with evaluating student work?
You know, that's a good question. We don't have any built into the system. That would be all on the teacher grading and how they would like to grade it.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be, on an individual teacher basis on how each project is weighted as a grade.
Okay. But that was a great question, and thank you for sharing that. That is something definitely for us to consider adding to the resources that are in StrataLogica, is maybe add some formats of rubrics so that you would have something to pick from. And we have another question, and this one says, is there a limit to the length of the video that can be embedded?
So far I have put videos. To answer your question, I don't think so. I can double check on that for you. However, I have put videos up to an hour, and I have had no issue with them. So I don't think that there is an issue or a limit on how long the video is.
Okay, that's great. And I don't think we would be wanting to put full-length videos on there anyway, so I'm sure that an hour would certainly be probably the max that we would want to do anyway. Okay, and then I have another question here. It says, is it possible to attach audio pieces like you did the video pieces, such as a speech or music?
That's a very good question. Those that we have partners with are YouTube videos. Vimeo, SchoolTube, and TeacherTube. And as far as it being able to attach to that page section of it, an audio link will not be able to. It would have to have an embed code from one of those. So that's what. But that's that's a good idea actually to look into, just being able to add audio. But for right now, we do need just embed codes from those sources and to be able to work in the pushpin.
Okay, thank you. And this one is one of our participants said that when they go into their project creator, it doesn't show their available students. I think you can help them out with that one.
I do think so. That is most likely because your students have not been uploaded yet. So if you do not see your students in there, you can go into add a class, and you can add your students there, or you can have an administrator upload your whole class. But usually when you see that, that means you have not added your students yet. If you think you have added your students and you're just not seeing it, you will want to contact customer support for StrataLogica, and that will be on your home page, the information for StrataLogica support, and let us know.
Okay, great. And I believe that has answered all of our questions. No, wait a minute. Here's another one. Is it possible to explore your website product so that they can evaluate the maps, graphics, and content?
Absolutely. If you go to www.stratalogica.com, you can sign up for a 30-day trial of our maps and all of our content in there, and you can be able to trial the product there.
Great. And I think if you do the trial for 30 days, that a curriculum specialist will be in touch with you probably after that. Is that right, Kimberly?
Absolutely.
Okay, great. So somebody will reach out to you to see if your needs are being met. Oh, thanks.
And and Pam, I do want to say, I do believe it'll be before the 30 days, because we want to make sure there's anything that we can help you get through with the trial. We want to make sure that it's easy to use for you. So if you have any questions during that time, so we will be reaching out to you usually before the 30 days.
Great. Well, Kimberly, thanks so much for leading us through StrataLogica's project section today and helping us to have a better understanding of how easy it is to design and execute that project with our students. I'm sure that our participants today appreciate that as well. Just for all of you that are out there and still who are still muted, let you know that when you close out your webinar today, you will be prompted to answer just a couple of survey questions. So if you could take just a couple of minutes to answer those questions, your feedback is going to be very helpful to us as we go forward in creating and adding additional webinars for your convenience, so that you can have that kind of on-demand style of professional learning that we want to offer. So thank you again for participating with us today, and I will be sending each of you who participated a certificate via email to just recognize the fact that you spent the time with us this evening, that you can turn into your curriculum directors there in your districts. Kimberly, thank you for being such an informed presenter today and for helping us with StrataLogica. Have a good day.
Oh, thank you.